You know, like how the moray eels eat the calcium off the shark sides. Like you got to get that shit out of there. And that dick is God's toothbrush.
Next comic, give it loud everybody for Anthony Eugenio. We're gonna have next comic. Very funny. Wayne Russell, everybody.
Welcome to the Open Mic Pain with Anthony and Wayne podcast.
What do you mean Elden Ring lost you with the new shit?
Elden Ring lost me because they started doing like the gimmicky, like whatever roguelikes and all that bullshit. I know it's just extra stuff that you don't have to have.
That's a completely new game.
Yeah, well, no, it's not a completely new game, isn't it? An add-on?
No, that's a standalone.
Oh, well, still, I have recency bias. Lies of P. I like it so goddamn much. The DLC is very good. They just have they have stuff that it's like, I don't know. It's almost like they heard everybody say that they're kind of like Bloodborne, a cool version of that, like Bloodborne mixed with Dark Souls 1. And they went, fine, let's give you more Bloodborne. So you get like a gun class of weapon now. Like there's a bow. I'm using a cobra head right now that shits acid in people's eyes, which is pretty sweet. So all that, and the story, I hate all the stories, as you know, because I can't get into them. I got into the story of it. It's a great story. It's really good. Yeah. So it's like way deeper than you think. But yeah, so I
think that's the one thing it has above other. I shouldn't say other. That's the one thing it has above the Dark Souls games. Dark Souls has incredible stories, but you have to really dig for them. Yeah.
This one I like is it's got a good story up front, but then it has a diggable story underneath it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like how
you gotta read like all the item descriptions and shit like that.
Yeah, the King of Puppets, that guy's name's Romeo. He's like your best friend growing up or some shit like that. And he's just trying to help you, and you murder him. It's pretty sweet. This is what happens when we start without Jeremy. We go down the nerd rabbit hole. I don't know, but he's a fucking giant nerd. I feel like
he is a nerd.
I wonder if he plays Dark Souls. I never thought about that.
That would be a good question. I don't know if he's built right.
Oh, you're talking about the Ottweiler stuff? Maybe.
No.
No.
No, I don't know.
I can't wait to talk to him about his dildo bag. They called him Dildo Baggins. That was pretty funny.
That's good.
Yeah. We're going to preface this later because we're going to bring it up. But Jeremy was moving, and he had a lot of dildos on him when I saw him. It's a tough thing. He's a fucking freak.
He himself is like a bag of dildos. It's like you keep pulling things out of him. You don't know what you're gonna get.
I just thought it was funny that if someone told him to suck a bag of dicks, he could oblige them. He's like, okay, I got that. You never expected this. Just imagine how many times that guy would have told somebody to suck a bag of dicks, and little did he know. Today was his lucky day.
Because you could say he always comes prepared.
Listen, I am Christian after doing that show with him. I'm 100% Christian. I've gone on. I love Jesus because you need that. Yeah, you gotta go. You have to go so opposite of what he was doing because it just innately felt wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when you're a nerd in a high school party and someone's doing drugs and you're like, this isn't right, and you leave. You're one of those.
You're preaching to the choir, buddy.
I know.
Except that I was never invited to parties. But hypothetically, you're preaching to the choir.
I would have ran. Yeah. I did that once. Think about how much weed I smoke. I went to a party in high school and they were smoking weed, and I was like, I don't do that.
Yeah, I remember when we first met, you told me that all the time.
Yeah, when you grow weed your whole life, technically, it becomes a pretty taboo thing to do in public, I tell you. But yes, nerds we were. Then we got together after that, and we did a lot of video gaming.
We did.
We gotta take Jacques up on that Resident Evil 5 stuff sometime. He's really wants.
He loves it. He loves the game, and I'm not against it. I don't play that much anymore. Like I do, but when I do, it's odd times.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Saturday morning at like 10 a.m.
You fit it in where you can fit it in. You're like,
Yeah,
oh, he's eating cereal. He can get it in 10 minutes here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I Last of Us 1, still every once in a while play the online mode. And I have a friend who still plays it consistently. And it's pretty, for a game that is in 2013, so we're talking 12 years old now. I don't even know if that's the remaster or if 2013, maybe it's 2012 when the actual one came out. So you're talking 13 years, and you're still getting full-time game amount of that game.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I mean, you have to buy
He
it.
does money's worth out of that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They make you buy it so many times in a row. Last of Us is so good at that. They're like, this one has slightly better graphics. You're like, but you had the same technology last year when you made the other one. They're like, yeah, this is slightly shittier.
This is the director's cut. No, this is the remaster. This is the remake.
Yeah,
This is the director's cut of the remake.
And I'm like, take my money, take it. Give it shit in my mouth. You know, they're saying that the video game industry is surpassing the movie industry in sales.
I could see that.
It's getting crazy. Like, the profitability is higher on video games, so they're starting to get, like, pretty high-level talent moving into them.
Yeah. I mean, it's very expensive to make a game if you're using that kind of talent. Like, but yeah, I mean, it costs a lot of money to make a game.
Yeah, it does, but AI is about to come in and take all that shit over.
They've already proved that didn't work. I mean, they did the Grand Theft Auto remasters, and, like, there was like a sign for like a store, and the sign was like a hex nut, and it just rounded all the edges, so it was just a round circle. So it was like a washer. It was called like button nuts and bolts or something like that. It was just a circle. So it did a lot of stupid shit that they didn't catch.
Yeah, but it's like telling a baby that's like, man, that thing really sucks at walking. It's never gonna. It's a baby. It's gonna get bigger. It's gonna walk. It's gonna be so good. That's the first iteration of that. But I didn't know that. So you're saying they used AI to make the Grand Theft Auto remaster?
Yeah, when they did the San Andreas... No, was it San Andreas? No, Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, and something else? I forget what they did. But yeah.
That was AI done.
Yeah, they used a lot of AI in that, and it screwed a lot of stuff up. They also changed a lot of names, like a lot of the punny names that were inappropriate.
Yeah. Can't be inappropriate anymore. God damn it.
They have to be. I mean, Grand Theft Auto is a parody of the world.
Yeah, but nobody takes jokes anymore. Nobody takes jokes anymore.
It's true.
Except at comedy shows. Sometimes. Speaking of funny vibes yesterday, what'd you think?
Yeah, it was all right. It was fine.
At the China Blossom.
No, the Oriental Garden.
See, you racist pig! I got you to say it.
Yeah, it was fine. It was they had a show after. They chose somebody to go do the opening set of that show. But I mean, overall, there was 12 comics. It was fine. It was an open mic. I tried a new joke there last night. I think I told you, and I clipped it out. I don't know. This may not be something for the show, but I did clip it out. My first time ever saying it, so it's very, very clunky. But I feel like I got a pretty good response out of it. I got to figure out how to tone it down. I think it came in at like 27 seconds, and I think it's like a 20-second joke. But yeah, it was fun. It was good doing that, trying something new. I did stuff that I know, but I kind of changed some wording and tried a couple different tags to see how they went, and I didn't like them, so it just was what it was, you know.
Well, yeah,
that's what that kind of stuff's for.
That's the process. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did the point the day before you, with Jeremy's crew there, and that was a showcase that was kind of Mikey as well. Like, they had a sign up list there to set the order, which I mean was kind of nice because I got there early, so I went where I wanted, which was 4th. Took it, stole it, and yeah, I'm not going to talk about the first half of my set because I'll wait if Jeremy pops on. Did you tell him we're doing this, by the way? Does he even know?
I just sent him a text just actually right after we started. I just said, hey, just hop on when you can.
Nice.
If you can.
Yes. So, yeah, if he hops on, we'll talk about what I did with him. But it's it's sexual. It is, and then it is spoiler warning. And but no, I did so because the fact that I didn't plan my set at all before I went there because I didn't know what I was walking into, and then the fact I walked into like a more Mikey style stuff where we're doing low minute sets and all that. I was like, I'm going buck wild. And I obviously first half of my set was wild, foreshadowing, and the rest of my set I just kind of did new versions of jokes. One I wrote that day, the one called Pound Town. My wife got me a ticket to Pound Town.
I feel like that went pretty well.
It went pretty well. That was a good joke, especially in the beginning. I think that the one line, not the one, I know we're going to expand a little bit, but I wrote 2 jokes today, which is awesome. That never happens. I get like one, it feels like a year now of a new joke. But I got 2 new ideas today, which were both of them, I'm pretty sure, are clean. I'm not going to recite them because I don't remember them at the moment. But they feel pretty good. I sent them to you earlier. I like the library one. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good idea. We took my son to the library today, and he picked out his first book, which was awesome. The librarian was really cool. They did story time. He picked out the book. He read it. It was awesome. Way too big for him. Something about lions and lambs. I'm pretty sure it's about Jesus. Me and him both can't see that subtext, so it's fine. We're just getting surface level Jesus. I'm like, I can't see through it. But yeah, I started thinking about like, man, what I'm really doing is showing him how to steal his first thing, because it's we're gonna forget and not bring that book back. So that was my joke idea, is introducing him instead of to reading to stealing, and I think that's a funny. I think that's funny.
Yeah,
and to be honest with you, Obi-Wan goddamn Troby. Got me on a show that I'm doing at a campground that I have to not do weed jokes and I have to be pretty clean. And I'm like, well, what do you want from me then? I'm just going to go up and say hi. But anyways, jokes like that are perfect little, like I did one idea earlier. I think I can turn to a joke, which is a true story. I was driving on the highway this morning going to work, and so let's say 8:30 a.m. for the sake of the joke. It was about that time. And I looked over to the right, and a lady was eating a Dove ice cream bar right to the right of me. And I realized that must be the most embarrassing thing ever in the world to be caught doing, because the face she made was like I caught her joining the Taliban. Like she was like, oh my God! So I think that's funny. Probably something in there. I gotta figure out what face she made. It's gonna be the key to the bit. But yeah, it's hard to describe. I had the idea of cutting off the head of her mother.
Yeah, like I told you earlier, and I mean you can use this if you find it worthy. But I do have a note in my notes from like when we first started about how people think a windshield in the car, or the windows of a car, are not see through. People do the most heinous shit in their car, man. They'll be like knuckle deep sitting in traffic, and like you look over and they don't even care. It's like they will make eye contact while picking snot out of their nose. And
that's what I'm saying. But this lady cared. She was like, "Oh my God!" Like there's a movie called The Happening with Mark Wahlberg, which is such a piece of shit movie. But anyways, people kill themselves violently in it when they get this pathogen that is in the air produced by plants. She had the face like she was about, I gotta die now.
Yeah.
That was funny. I've never seen, it was so early and I knew it was a Dove ice cream bar because those are decadent. That's a decadent chocolate. You're having that.
Did it have foamed up?
No, they have. I foamed up. I foamed up hard watching her eat that. But no, they. It's just like most ice cream bars are, as you are for eating them, garbage. They're for fat trough pigs that. They're for trough pigs that need to get sustenance as quickly as they can get it down their gullet, so it can't be hot, has to be cold, and you want to, like a pelican, go, and just pull it out. That's what I normally eat. But every once in a while, if I'm feeling frisky, you spend that extra $4 and you get that box of Dove. It's got the line in the chocolate, so you know it's Dove. Oh my god, it's always soft on the inside. It's always hard on the outside and soft on the inside. The perfect phallic shaped device. It's so good.
So, is that the most absurd thing you've ever seen somebody do while driving?
Yes, we talked about it earlier. Jack off in your car, less weird than that. So many more people are jacking off in their car per capita.
I didn't say weird, absurd. Like you look in and you go, hey, what? Why are they doing that while driving?
Yeah, I mean, 8:30 a.m. Duh. So I just want to know what got her there. You know what I mean? Like, there's a story behind that Dove chocolate bar. There was like she went to a she went to a gas station and she put her hand on the counter. She's like, "Fuck, I can't get what?" And the guy's like, "Listen, I have the antidote. Caramel Dove." That would talk me off a bridge. I think if I was about to jump off a bridge, I would have to eat that before I jumped. Can't let that go. It's the best.
One of the weirdest things I've ever seen driving. I saw a guy driving down the highway, and now like I say a guy, he was probably like a 50 or 60-year-old man, reading a paperback novel. He was like holding the wheel and then reading it, like while he was going like this and reading it down the highway.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that. I've done that when I've had to do that to finish a book report, but not in my adult life.
I could see it. Yeah, I could.
Pleasure.
I 100% could see a college student doing that. But this guy was like, he knew his time was running out. He's like, I have to just finish this because
I know exactly what happened. So his wife is a bitch. His name's Harold. His wife is a huge bitch. We're going to call her Beth. Beth started a book club that she does with her friends once a month. And she told Harold that she was going to divorce him unless he took in her interests more. And she's like, "When's the last time you read a book, you fat pig trough motherfucker?" And Harold was like, I work every day at the garage in Lowell. And she was like, "Damn it, Harold. Get in there and read that book or we're divorced." And then he was speeding to the book club reading it. That's the only way. Why else would you do that? Because it's half you. So what is going through Harold's mind is he says, "I either am going to die when I get to the book club if I don't finish this, or hopefully I'll die in the car myself on the way there." So it's an equal proposition for him. Caught your mind.
I have a second, and I don't want to call it absurd, but this is a second because I don't know. I might have told the story. I don't know. So when I used to work at the parts store, a guy came in. He had no arms. He did have like a little flipper, but it was real small. It was like on the shoulder flipper type thing.
It's called a dorsal fin.
So I'm out back putting stuff away. I see in the camera there's a guy standing at the front counter. I walk up. I see this guy with no arms, and there's an item on the counter ready to buy. And my first thought was, how the fuck did that get there?
Wow.
So whatever I do it there, like, how you doing, buddy? Whatever, I ring it up. I give him the I give him the price or whatever, and I go, "You want a bag?" He's like, "Yeah." And I bend over to like get a bag, and when I get up, there's money on the table. I'm like, "What is going on? How the fuck did this money get?"
It's like, blah.
So here's the weird part. I don't know how any of that stuff got there.
Came out of his mouth.
I got the change. I put the thing in the bag. I'm like, "Do you want the change in the bag?" He goes, "Yes, please." And then I had to put the bag under his little flipper so he could walk out. So
Dorsal fin,
yeah. So he walks out of the store, and I go to the back door to watch because I'm like, "How does this guy how did he get here? He's buying stuff for a car. He has nobody with him. He surely can't be driving."
Wow. All right, that's true. Forgot about that. He's buying auto parts. So not only should he not be driving, he shouldn't be fixing a car. Wow, he should be nowhere near.
Yeah, I think it was like fuel treatment or something. So I'm watching him in the back, and I'm watching him walk up to the car, and the phone rang. So I had to like run over and answer the phone real quick. And while I'm on the phone, I look out the window and I see him driving away. I'm like, How the hell? There was nobody in the car that he was walking to. And so it was blowing my mind for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm driving to work one day. I was working an afternoon shift. I'm sitting by the bridge by the store, and I see a few cars ahead of me. This guy's got his foot up on the dashboard. I'm like, what a fucking animal. Like, this guy just got his foot on the dash. That's fucking gross. And then traffic starts to move, and I see the foot move onto the steering wheel. And I go, whoa, that's the guy. It's him. He was kind of, he had a tummy, dude. He had a belly. So I don't know how he got the foot up like that. But he was gas with the right foot, steering with the left foot.
Wow.
So at least I know how he was driving. I never saw him after that. But I still don't know how the money got on the table, and I don't know how the bottle of whatever he bought was on the table.
Wow.
Don't know how he opened the door. How does he do it in winter? Like, you put on boots? I mean, I can see if you have sandals. Kick it off real quick. Use little monkey toes, get them off.
Well, they had this prosthetic that they would sheathe over the dorsal fin of the great white shark in Jaws that they had that they have made. Probably one of those. Speaking of, this is not to derail because we're going to get back on that because it's so funny, but we should quickly mention it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws today, everybody, where we're recording this podcast. So wherever you are, you're a couple days late, but watch Jaws tonight. Enjoy it. Watch the best movie of all time. All right. That's enough Jaws propaganda. No armed guy at the store. So here's a question. If he came in and he said, hi, my name is No Handy Davy, and he lifted his foot up for you to shake, like he was really dexterous, and he lifted up a barefoot for you to shake, and he's like, this is how I shake my hands, so would you shake it?
I would probably be more apt to shake that than his armpit.
It's insane that you would even, like, remotely think about that. That's disgusting. I want to... I would rather kill him.
You can fist pound him.
No, I would kill him and dismember his body rather than touch his foot. Like, no way am I ever doing that.
The easy way out. He has less limbs.
No limbs. I'm not touching him. I would just say, I'm not touching you. That's where I would say.
I'm saying to dismember him, there's less limbs. So you're taking the easy way out.
Oh, yeah. It's true. It would be a lot easier than I thought it was at first. I'm definitely doing that. I'm doing that before he's putting the money on the table. Yeah, no. I don't think I could go. I quit. Remember when I quit Skechers for that back in the day?
No.
I worked at Skechers, and I was the assistant manager there right when I left Cap, and I left Cap to do this, to go to this place. I was like, they're paying way more. I'm gonna go over there and fucking sell shoes. That's easy. And they gave you commission on selling those scam shoes there, the shape ups. Remember those shape ups? They were like, hey,
the ones that like worked you out when you walked?
Yeah, they were like, hey, fat bitches, you're not going to work out. We both know. Just wear some shoes so you can tell people you work out. And they're like, okay. So, yes, I would sell those shoes, and they give you extra $10 every pair of those shoes you sold. So that's all I sold all day.
That right there tells you they were marked up way too much.
So much. They were $160 shoes. Think about that. And, I mean, they're just uncomfortable shoes. They're shoes that they're literally designed so that you can never be comfortable, so that you constantly have to move a little bit. And so it works out your calves and stuff. And it's like, that's like, they did that to bind women's feet in ancient China. It was horrible. But anyways, we did it at Skechers. And one day they sent a memorandum out, and they said, from now on, everybody that wants to try on the new pair of shape-ups, you have to physically take their shoe off and physically put our shoe on. It's part of the experience. We want you to touch their feet. And I quit that day. I was like, nope, bye. See you guys. I didn't even think about it. I was like, I told Leia, I was like, we have to do that? She said, yeah. I was like, I have to leave then. I'm not going to ever do that.
You see, you're. I don't want to say you're overthinking. You're underthinking this. Like, you'll shake somebody's hand, right?
Easily. That's not, no. The feet are disgusting.
But you
creatures,
don't wipe your ass with your feet.
Golems. I don't care.
They call them dick beaters for a reason.
Shit in my mouth. Shit in my mouth. I don't care. I'm not touching your foot. I'm not going anywhere near it. If you got bit by a rattlesnake on your dick, you got a better chance of me saving you than your foot. I'm just saying. Ugh. That's disgusting. That's a great joke, but that's disgusting. Yeah, no, I'm not into them. Like, the people that got foot fetishes or whatever, they are like... might as well be Martians to me.
I agree.
It's again makes me love Jesus and be a Christian because that's wrong. I feel it. Don't do that. But yeah, not. I'm trying to think of. It'd be like he'd have to have one foot with a knife up against my family's neck, and the other foot out for the handshake. Like that Van Damme there, Jean-Claude Van Damme in that video where he's doing the perfect split. Did you see that between the trucks? You remember that Super Bowl commercial with him?
No.
He's the best. You can look it up, but it's a real video. They're trying to show that I think it was like GM came out with this traction control that keeps tractor trailers like perfectly straight, like won't keep them offline. So they put two of them apart, and then they had him do a split in between them, and on like going like 65 miles an hour. No harnesses, I don't think, or maybe they lied and they digitally put in harnesses, but it was pretty sweet.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, his dick must be obliterated by how many times he did a split and smashed his dick off the floor. Can you imagine that? Like, there's no Chris Angel trick to get around that. He just like whoop-ah! Like every time. Oh man, it's a nightmare.
I saw a clip of an old Jerry Springer show, and I don't even know what was going on, but there was a guy walking around on his hands. He had no like from the waist down, nothing, and I was really kind of concerned about how he might go to the bathroom because it was like cut off above the waist. Does that make sense?
Wow.
I'm just curious how people like that survive.
Well, yeah, I don't think you need dick down. I think you can lose dick down. It'll be fine.
I mean, you could lose below the dick.
You lose above the dick, I think.
How do you get rid of waste?
They
excrete it like aliens.
No, that's your skin, like the grays. You do catheter bags. You have to know about those.
What? Know about what?
Catheters, like you can have a colostomy bag.
Mm-hmm.
You bag it out. Lieutenant Dan was close.
That's pretty close.
It's so close. I love the starfish shaped people like that. That's a pretty funny. That's a pretty funny looking person. All right, I don't know how we got on this topic. What else is going on, Wayne?
Not a lot. Yeah, I did that. I'm going to the Winner's Circle on Tuesday, my first time. I know you went back a couple of years ago.
Wow, this is your first time going,
huh? Yeah, my first time, yeah. It was right after your second kid was born, I believe.
Look at you. That's a good.
And I was not feeling well, so I decided to stay home so I didn't get you sick and get your child sick as well.
Yeah, that was. I remember that was Mona Forgione was the host of that one, and that's the first time I met Steve Bjork.
Yeah. That's cool. So I'm looking forward to that. Never been there. Heard great things. Other than that, I got a show the following Sunday for Katrobi up at the Tour Golf, which you've done a couple times, right?
3 times.
3 times you've done that? Jesus Christ!
I know.
They must be sick of you by now.
They are. That's why I'm not there. Yeah, it's fantastic. Great little room. Set up with even a light. Spotlight is great, and his 25 seats is plenty. So that's a really cool room because I love the smaller the room, the better if you get it packed. If people, because it doesn't matter if you get if you're in a tiny closet shaped room with 25 people and they're going crazy, if it could feel like a stadium, like that's as good as it gets. So I really feel like that's when people are like, how many people are you? Is there 100 people at this venue? 100 people can suck. 100 people could be overwhelmingly awesome. So it's really more about the room that they put you in. But yeah, it was a good one.
Another thing with that too is it's like you kind of have to go up with your expectations in check, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we talked about, I did a room with 2 people in it, and no matter what room it is, 2 people is not a lot. But it was an awesome show. You pay attention to those two people, you can see them laughing or not. So you know if you did well. But yeah, having a room like that, I mean, small amount of people, whatever. Not I say small, but 25 people. That's a nice little show. Like Gibbs was cool with that 20, 25 people there as well.
Yeah, very similar
Nice
to
little
that style. This one I like more than the layout of Gibbs at this one because it's kind of secluded. Like there are hitting booths because it's a golf place to the right, but it's a room that has like a nice thick door that you can close, and the back is like a putting patio that people don't use, so you can load in easily from there. You don't even I load in and I don't even see anybody. I gotta find managers to talk to, but after everything's all set up, so that's nice. But then people can't sneak in because it's one door into it, so it's really easy to track the tickets. Yeah, so you got good sales. It's gonna be a great show.
Yeah, I haven't heard much. I know Mike said that the tickets are starting to sell. So
if you sell one this far out, you're fine. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's a ways out. But
feels like fucking July to me. I don't know. What do I got going on? So Wednesday I did that crazy show with Dildo Baggins that we'll talk to him later about. And from there, pretty cool things coming up that we have July. I think we're both pretty busy, which is good. I got one at the end of June that's going to be fun. Maybe up with I'm doing 5 shows in a row with Ken Rogerson, which is
that's wild because I still haven't done a single show with Ken. I watched him at the emo show, but I've never done one. It's funny how you kind of get I don't want to say trapped, but you get in a rhythm, not a rhythm. I don't know the word, but you get in this thing of
unintentional rotation.
People.
Yeah, because I don't know. It's almost like the different bookers between them are because if you book them at the same time one time, you're probably maybe they do every 4 months, let's say, or something like that. Then you happen to be on the next one, that all stacks up. But yeah, anyways. 5 in a row with the boy, the Viper. And I'm pretty sure he remembers me, but he'll have to after 5 in a row. Come on. God damn it.
I mean, from what I hear, it sounds like he remembers you and likes you.
Yeah, you never know, though. Sometimes you look in their eye and it's empty.
People,
and you're
people can be really good at pretending that shit.
Exactly. Well, he told me one of his best friends, he forgot his name a couple months ago. And I was like, okay. Maybe something else is going on here. But yeah, he crushes every time he goes out, which is fun. I'm actually doing that stupid campground with him too, which is great because I'm just going to do the minimum amount of minutes and he's going to crush the rest of the time. Doesn't matter who's there, that must be a fantastic feeling for somebody to go, oh my God, you have to go into a, campground with 5-year-olds, 80-year-olds, and 40-year-olds and be like, yeah, I can do that. I'm comfortable. Like me, I'm like, I can do that for 5 to 10 minutes and it's going to be how's the weather? Your mother's a C word. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'll have to say C word. They'll be like, kids, what do you think? Just do my kids sex jokes.
So there's kids there, huh?
Well, so this is a funny story. Mike was telling me that a certain comedian did it 10 years ago, and they had a lot of weed jokes. And the person back there, kids aren't supposed to go to it. It's an 18-plus show. But where the pavilion is, where the show is, people sit outside of it, away from the show. So they can't control who's there, and so kids were there when this. But it was 10 years ago. Comedians doing a bunch of weed jokes, and the promoter, whoever the venue owner was like, "Get him off the stage, get it off, get it," like that type of thing. And he's like, "Yeah, so you just gotta make sure you're not in that range." And I thought about the comedian that he said, and I'm like, 10 years ago, I'm probably as good as him. That's how long ago it would have to be for me to be as good as this guy is, because I think he's great. But I'm like, we're probably pretty similar. In our delivery of what we were doing back then. So I'm worried. But I'm not going to do much time, so I'll be fine. I just have to keep it super clean. Yeah, so I'm going to do that with Ken Rogerson at that campground where I am certainly going to eat shit, and he's going to do great. But also, I'm doing Amesbury Chamber of Commerce with him. That's a fun show. I've done that before. So that's the one with the split crowd. I have to host that, so that sucks. But that's the gig. Dan Donahue's going to be there, and Stacey Kendra, I think. So it's a pretty good lineup for them.
Oh, you're doing that one. Okay, yeah, I was just talking to Dan Donahue about that last night.
Yep. So, I mean, I'm the sacrificial lamb in the beginning. That's definitely what that That was a tough one. Like Mike hosted that one last year, and I was like, "Damn, I'm gonna eat shit" because of how hard of a time he had at the beginning. It's a really cold crowd to start because you have to warm up two different crowds because the middle's all empty. So there's like a crowd to your left and a crowd to your right. So you kind of got to give it to both of them, and it's so like I can't even imagine how much shit I'm gonna eat trying to open that crowd. But Viper and Dan Donahue and Stacey Kendra, I'm hoping that's her. If I am wrong, I'm sorry. I mean, it's gonna be a great lineup. I know those guys are gonna crush. So, doing that, and then after that, where am I with him again? With him like right afterwards. Waterville, Maine, going all the way up to fucking there with the Viper, and Dan Donahue again. Look at that.
That's a hike for Dan. I think he's like,
I don't know.
Yeah, he's down. He's right on the New Hampshire border, I believe.
Well, I think what it is I think a lot of people are opening him, which is a mistake because he's very good and well tenured. So I think Mike's given him more feature opportunities, and so I think he's willing to take them.
Yeah.
Which he's one where like sometimes like I'm not a feature, I'm definitely not, but sometimes I hope I'm gonna be on a show. Like I'm like, oh man, it'd be sweet if I'm in the middle. It's gonna be so much better than having to eat shit in the beginning.
Yeah.
But when you see like someone like Dan, you're like, yep, like totally. He's great. Put him after me every time, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, like it's very rare that you'll feel differently, but you just hope. You know.
Yeah.
You know how it is. You featured a couple good lineups.
Yeah, it is. It is historically. I think if you talk to any comic that has done it, and even headliners that have done it, it is the easiest spot because the crowd is warmed up, and they are not overserved.
Yeah, it's called Cushion for that reason.
Yeah.
It's the cushy spot. Yeah, it's awesome. And I'm not like at the point, like some comedians are so good that they're like, I don't want the cushy spot. I want to earn it. And I'm like, no, please, God, give me the easiest one. Give me the easiest way to get laughs. I'll take it. I will fish the kiddie pond. Give me the fucking little Mickey Mouse rod. I will fucking yank that thing out of the water. Because it feels good to get laughs. It feels bad not to get laughs, I tell you.
Sure does.
But I can feel our skills growing. We've never said that, I don't think, in the podcast history. But it's time I can, especially you. You're so strong. You're set that, like when you're doing your tight 10, it's, you know every move. You're like you stay in the moment, but also the moves are perfectly executed. We're noticing now because we're doing a couple more open mics, doing a class with Mike sometimes in and out. So we're seeing newer comedians, and you really don't know how far you've come until you see someone that's just starting at it because they're obviously brand new and obviously they're going to get better. But you also see how far you've come. Like you can command a stage, all that.
Yep. Fun. I felt that last night. I actually texted that to you today because I had recorded my set last night, which I don't know. Say like this is like a tip, and I think we've said this so many times. What I've started doing, and I'm trying to do, is I have a separate YouTube channel that I don't use, but I record my sets. What I do is like if like last night, if I'm going up and I'm trying new stuff, I'll put like my list of things that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this, try that, try this, try that. I'll make a list on my phone. I'll snapshot it, bring it up, and then I'll screen record with recording audio, like external audio, and I'll just set it on the bench. So I have, if I want to look down, I can look down and see it and say, oh yeah, that's right. That's a new one I want to try, or whatever. And then it records all the audio, and then I take that video, and I just upload it to YouTube unlisted. So I have every iteration going forward, you know?
That's pretty sweet, especially because you can see what jokes you have right on the face of it. Because sometimes I'll want to see how I did a joke before, and I'm like, where did I do that? And you have to I have to look at like my book that I use for the night of the show, and I use different books, so they get all scrambled. So that's a great tip.
Yeah.
Definitely. And the screen record. That's nice, too. Jacques had to show me that. I remember Jacques was trying to send me a video. I'm like, Jacques, I don't have YouTube Plus to download this. And he said something along the lines of, you're a stupid Portuguese bitch, you screen record. And fair. It was fair.
Yeah. But yeah, I did that last night. And even in the couple spots where I had never done the jokes before, like I have the one about like my wife cooking naked. that I'm working on. Even though it was brand new, I might have said it a couple times driving around, but I didn't like beat it to death. It felt kind of strong. You know what I mean? Not let's say strong. I don't want to sound. I'm not trying to sound pompous, but it sounded stronger than a year ago when I was recording sets and trying something new and fumbling over myself. It was more. I think it sounded more like, oh, that guy's tried this a few times, versus that guy's never tried that. Type of thing. You know what I mean? And I feel like that comes with just doing this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, couching it in between jokes, doing the new stuff confidently, and especially if you only practice in your car a couple times. It is a skill that takes time, because I used to be like you said, there'd be a time where every time you'd start a new joke, you knew you were going to fuck up a couple lines in it as you would go, and it would derail it a bit. You'd have to restart sometimes, and now that never happens. Now, it's kind of figure out a way to get yourself out of it. I mean, we still suck. We should say that. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we're still on planet suckbag. But we're getting better. You can track it. When I first started, I didn't know if we'd be able to know. Like, I was like, maybe we'll just delusionally, like, either know we suck forever, or when we think we're getting better, we're not, and we just are terrible forever. And there is skill to be learned. Brains are awesome. I wish everybody had. You wear that in public? No, that's for home shirt. You can put dicks all over for home shirt. That's fine. That doesn't even matter. You can glitter it. Like that's cool.
I love homeware.
People take their fur home shirts. Yeah, I love homeware too. People wear their homeware outside though. That's not good.
Yeah, you go to some places, people wearing pajamas and slippers and shit like that. It's like, have a little respect for yourself.
It is the outfit of heroin users, which is pretty sweet. So I think about how awesome it is to be afflicted with
heroin?
that. There's a couple things that sucks about it. Totally. Losing your teeth, all that. But let's say you got a little bit of keshish and you're not blowing it all on the heroin, like you're able to control it a bit. Get a new fake set of teeth in there, and then you can wear pajamas all day. You can lean in traffic, which is pretty sweet. Just lean there. Nothing bothers you. Like, I saw a lady leaning yesterday in Tewksbury, right before the light over there. She just dropped her, I think it was McDonald's, all over the ground, and her purse, and she was just leaning, like held up by marionette strings.
Like Pinocchio.
Yeah, and exactly like Pinocchio. She had lies of pee beneath her as well. But anyways, she looked so happy. She's fighting dragons inside of riding the dragons from Game of Thrones as Khaleesi blowing fire. Like, who's to say that reality's not real?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why not?
Here's a question for you. If you were to lose your teeth, would you prefer the denture route or like the permanent veneer route?
Well, I think veneers are, you have your regular teeth, they just carve it down to look like lizard teeth, and then they put squares above them that are called veneers. But there are implant dentures. Yeah, that they can do. Well, I don't know, because there's degrees of that. Like, they can do like 4 teeth on an implant per, so it's not that crazy. But, I mean, you would love the every tooth implant. That's what you want. But it's like $70,000.
I mean, if you could change it out for the seasons, maybe. That'd be great. You have like little Christmas trees.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice. Like when your mouth is closed, there's nothing, but when you open it, it's like, holy.
But there's also something to be said about the, you have the classic comedy of like dentures falling out. You know, you blow out the birthday candles when you're 88 years old, and your teeth fall out. Like, there's something about that.
That's how you know you're a comedian. You're like, anything for a laugh. Is it funnier if my teeth fall out? Let's do that. Let's do that one. Let's do that. Let's make my family laugh.
Get the denture adventure.
Blow a guy. Yeah, it's true. You should. If you have dentures, no matter your sex, you should blow a guy.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that power, you need to share it. It's
for him and you. It's definitely. You probably need it. It's probably like using a whetstone to sharpen a knife. Like, you need to do it, or it becomes. You know, like how the moray eels eat the calcium off the shark sides. Like you gotta get that shit out of there. And that dick is God's toothbrush. I've never heard that before. That's a great line. Uh, Dicks are God's toothbrush. Okay. I'll write that one down. It came on late for you, but it usually does.
No, I got it. It was just that you repeated it. It was funny to me. It's like I didn't get the laugh I wanted, so I'm going to say it again.
Get it again. Yeah, that's a hack comedian. You know that one. They're like, all right, that one didn't work. Let's punch it again. Well, hey, Chris Rock, famous for it. You only laugh at the 6.5 time he says the thing is the funniest time. Dicks are God's toothbrush.
How many teeth would you have to have left before you just go take the rest of them?
I couldn't replace them. You're saying I'm destitute.
No,
so
you could replace them. I'm just saying, like, you lose one tooth, you're like, oh shit, I lost a tooth. How many teeth do you go? You know what? Fuck it.
No teeth. I don't know. However many teeth my dad had, because for a while he didn't give a fuck. He was like, take them all. Who cares?
Fun fact about him: he didn't lose a single tooth. He just took. You know what? They've had a good run.
Smash them all up. I don't have to talk if I don't have teeth in my mouth, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, no, I don't know. If you ask me before kids, I'm like, lose 2 teeth, knock them all out, put brand new ones in. And now I'm like, 2 teeth, knock them all out, and then knock me out and drown me in a puddle. Like I will take whatever ends the pain. So I'm probably gonna say, if I get halfway there. Hopefully not all one or bottom. You don't want all bottoms. Imagine that's like this guy.
I've seen those guys.
Oh, open my pain.
I've seen those guys.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the thing. All of that changes if dick implants become a thing, right? Because no matter what, you're going dick implant first. There's going to be so many priorities set over dick implants. I think Rogan actually has a joke about that. Remember that old one?
No, I don't.
Where like if they had dick implants, ladies would have to
big dick. That was big dick.
They would have shopping carts.
Yeah, we would push them around in shopping carts.
Big dick
They'd be
pills.
practicing on missiles. Yeah, remember that.
That is a good joke. He back in the day when he was willing to go that far. I think it was because he was working out in clubs all the time.
Talking Monkeys in Space was a good special. You can go back and listen to what we thought about the Burn the Ships, but yeah,
we didn't like it.
Yeah, no.
We felt it was
poor.
It was live. Gotta give him a break.
Do you?
But I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. It must be fucking awesome to just go out there and everybody laughs no matter what you say. Oh my god! I know you might feel like a fraud on the inside. Because I don't even
that's
know
why Steve Martin stopped doing
because
comedy.
I am. But yeah, Steve Martin's a pussy. Just go out there and fucking take it. He is. He's great. And I mean, I just think that's a lie. I think that story's a lie. I don't think anybody does. It's like someone that's saying that they hit big on the stock market every time they buy a stock and they just got bored of it and stopped buying stocks. Like, you wouldn't do that. You would just keep getting it. You don't care. Because, what do we have? As comedians, naturally, you're driving down the street and a bit gets into your head, you have to see if it works. Like, you can't not... What does he do? He just writes in the book and goes,
but he's been doing it since the 70s. Does he have that want anymore?
I mean, you're right in the sense of, like, people can get used to anything, but, man, it must take something to get used to a stadium of people screaming at every joke that you do. And then also, at the same time, you're walking away with, like, $800 million from the show.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, Steve Martin, oh my God, why is your hair white and you're 24?
Isn't that wild?
Like, yeah. It's what happens when you just like the dick of a ghost, I think. Or see a ghost? Might as well say.
Would you rather have Steve Martin white hair or Wayne bald hair? Yeah,
Steve
I
Martin
would
white
too.
hair,
I love
like
that.
1,000. Yeah, duh. You gotta like your choices got to come down to: would you rather have the machete driven into your head from Friday the 13th, or Wayne's hair? And I'm like, Like, wait, I still have my hair, but the machete's in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a curse.
Yep.
It's a curse.
That's okay. And so I feel like there's scuttlebutt that we haven't talked about in the industry. Has anything happened that...
I feel like it's been pretty quiet. Like,
That we
there's
haven't
not
discussed?
really...
Talk more shit, people.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And when you say the industry, you're talking about
Need
like
content.
the nationwide industry. Or you're talking about Boston in particular.
Probably Boston in particular. I don't think anything's happened in the
Yeah,
wide
no,
world
Boston in particular.
either.
No, it's
Have you watched Bad Thoughts, the Tom Segura thing?
oh, is it the movie?
It's like short stories. I haven't watched it myself yet either, but it's like an episodic thing, but they're like 15
No, I
minute
haven't seen
shorts that he did. They're on Netflix. It's probably worth us watching
Yeah,
and
maybe
reviewing.
I'll watch that
probably,
this
in the
weekend.
long run. Bring back a review episode. Yeah, I don't know. He's still like, you know, when someone gets so famous that you're like, I don't think they're funny anymore, and they're still funny. You're just like over them. Man, hit that a long time ago with him, but I'm trying. Bert Kreischer completely out on that.
Well,
God,
we
that
talked
guy
about this
bothers
before. My problem with like Segura is the relatability portion, and I feel like a big part of why comedy is funny is the relatability. And he just
true.
like his last special Sledgehammer, he goes up and he's talking about how he knows all these famous people and he's rich and this and that, and like I don't fucking know P Diddy, man. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Wish I did.
I forgot.
Oh my god! So I saw something today that his lady Cassidy, who to this point we're led to believe was forced to participate in the freak-offs, against her will, and there is very good evidence to that to be the case for the sheer fact that he beat the shit out of her up and down a hallway of a like Motel 6, which is a tough crawl to get your ass beat.
Motel 6, you would think he'd be able to buy, or stay somewhere a little better.
He had a nice robe on. Maybe it was a nicer place, but goddamn, it didn't look like it. And anyways, so all that. So we're like, Cassidy, save her. But they released a audio tape of her berating a male prostitute, saying, "I will cut you up and dismember you and hide you in the backyard and then dig you up and kill you again and bury you," which is so awesome to hit somebody with one of those.
Quick sidebar here.
But yeah, so she might have been
Do
freaking
male
off.
prostitutes have male pimps or female pimps?
Well,
Or do they not need a man?
you're talking about a quality of outcome, Wayne, which we're talking about a quality of opportunity. I don't think ladies are being pimps. They're too good. Man can slap a man. But that's something to think about if you're a male prostitute, a male pimp to male prostitutes. Pretty quickly, two of them gang up on you and you're dead. Like you're going down. You can. This is like the 100 men to one gorilla type of thing. Like, how many disheveled prostitutes can one pimp get? To how many disheveled male prostitutes could one pimp handle? Because they're gonna throw hands. This is like this isn't a scenario. This is an inevitability. This happens every day. So we're talking about real world things here. Might be able to document this. How many do you think? Do you think you can take 6, or are you going to 2? That's the range.
I think that would depend on. Probably none. I could probably not make it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to say I'm
You
guessing
crawl
male
in the fetal
prostitutes
position.
probably make more money, but for the reason that they don't need the muscle, right? They don't need the person protecting them, so they get a little extra kick for being able to.
All right, so I'm gonna clap in the air again because I'm gonna need you to fucking cut this probably. We can't air what was just there. That was the worst thing anybody's ever said.
That shit will get you kicked off SNL.
Yeah, exactly. Pre-kicked off SNL. God damn. If AI figures out how to get that video back, it was Wayne. Please don't go after it. Oh my God. Speaking of SNL, Shane Gillis, Tires Season 2. Have you seen it? It's very good. Have you seen Season 1?
I've seen like 4 episodes. It doesn't grab me.
Shit, you call yourself a comedian.
I love Shane Gillis, but it doesn't grab me.
You gotta watch the second season. They did step up their game a bunch, I think. They made it like the story overall is more engaging, so the funny stuff in the middle hits harder. Where I do agree, the first season's it's a situational comedy that they did on their own dime, so they didn't go anywhere. They just stayed in the. I guess that's like Steve Gerben's the main character. That's like his dad's actual garage that they found.
Oh, no kidding.
So the first season was made super cheap. Second season, they go places, they do bigger things, they get bigger actors. All that happens because they get Netflix money now. So it makes the bits that they do in between, I think, hit a little bit harder. And I love Stavros, man.
I think he's a cool personality. I struggle with his stand-up because he just laughs at himself so much.
He does. And he is another one of those kind of like Matt Rife things where I way more appreciate how quick he is off the cuff in situations like when he does his crowd work segments. That's like, you appreciate that more as a comedian because you know you can, when someone writes a really good bit, you can see how you can do that. You're like, yeah, you got to come up with it. If you get it, you work it, and it comes pretty good. When someone off the cuff is that hilarious and goes to those things, you know that's something you develop that skill or you don't. I don't think it's something you can really learn. I think crowd work you can learn. Like a crowd work comedian, they just get the same things that they say all the time. But the stuff that like Stavros does and Matt Rife does are for the most part pretty in the moment. Because they usually involve, like, Matt Rife will get like a T-shirt given to him by somebody in the crowd and riff on it. Something pretty funny. Where, like, the other day at the Point, I did a couple nice riffs to this guy and his daughters because it was a weird, like I was holding dildos in front of his daughters. But there was so much more I could have done with those dildos because of how funny it was that a guy was there with his daughters. And he was like into it. He was into the show. They were not embarrassed and he was into it, which is so weird. And like another thing, I asked him what his daughters got him for Father's Day and he said Red Bull and Doritos. And I should have said they're calling you fat and slow. Because that's what that means. You're fat and slow. Doritos, Red Bull. And I just didn't think about it in a moment. It's something you think about in the car ride home and you punch the steering wheel. But, the Stavros, they get that thought. And you know how people say, like, when you're on the stage and the lights are on you, you go blank? I feel like when you first start comedy, like, you go blank. And then every time you go on stage, it just slowly gets less blinding. But you're still blinded. We're still blinded at this point.
But you do get a little quicker or more comfortable responding. Like I do that line every once in a while.
Just more in the moment.
Start talking about my kid. I'll say, hey, "You guys must have some kids, right? I see some weathered faces." And some lady said, "You can't look people in the eye when you say that." And I looked at her and said, "But I did." Because she was the one I was looking at when I said it. But that's something like...
That's a tip, too. Look people in the fucking eyes, people, man. I did that with Mike the other night, and it's like there was one... I'm just going to say there was one human who did their stand-up by staring at empty chairs on the floor. And... boy, did it piss me off. It usually doesn't, because I'm like, you're going to do what you're going to do. But that was one of those, everybody was reinforcing how disconnected they were from the stuff than when they did that. There was also a new comedian that read her set off a tablet as she did it. But she was super nervous. And it was like the first time she did stand-up, and she said like 30 years or something. She was trying it again. She was like pacing. That new
the waltz.
And Yeah, exactly. She saw somebody do notes on stage, And she was like, I'm going to bring my tablet then. And she brought a butterfly tablet on stage, set it up, and acted out her thing as she was reading it. She said she did improv before. So she kind of did her set like an improv comedian would do. And yeah, you were like, it's pretty cool how clear. Maybe when I first started, I'd be like, yeah, that's bad. I just don't know why it's bad. And now you can be like, man, you're just you're reading off of a tablet. There's no way that will ever work.
Yeah, reading, like having notes. So some people are wicked against having just like an index card of notes or whatever, right? I'm not against that at all. I think especially if like you're not, like you're really good at like taking the forks, right? You're like, okay, I'm gonna go here, go here, go here. But some people aren't that good at thinking that quick through their library of their arsenal. I guess I'll say their arsenal of jokes. I don't think there's anything wrong with having an index card on the stool next to you, so you can just glance over real quick. Oh shit, yeah, I guess I could do that one, or you know. But to have it written out in front of you, where like to use as a crutch, I guess, because I did that once where I had my phone out. It was actually at One Broadway, and I was trying a new joke, and I couldn't remember all of it. And instead of just kind of improvising my way through it, I sat there and I scrolled trying to find where I left off, and it was the worst. I urge people, don't do that. If anything,
a couple people did that at the show too, where they forgot what their next joke was, and they're like, "Oh, hold on," and they took out their phone and they started scrolling. Like, "All right, hold on, I just gotta find it." And you're like, whatever energy was in the room, you cut its head off. It's dead. You're not gonna get it back.
Yeah,
that's why I don't practice in the car. I don't write out jokes long form anymore. If I have a thought, it's usually just the line that I write down, and then you gotta eat shit riffing it. It gives you so much more natural.
You know what I've
material.
started kind of doing as I'm writing things I'll just say like the last week, really. Because the last week since I've been to the carnival, I've had a lot of ideas about different things. But what I'm doing is instead of writing out long form, I'm just writing like the pieces of it that I think are funny. And when I'm driving around, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about those pieces and just kind of filling in the blanks as I go. You know?
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm beating on that drum. That's for sure. It also helps you stay in the moment when you're doing the comedy, because you're not rehearsing a thing. You're not like, and then you went to the park and the blah blah, and you have it all down, and it's kind of, you're looking down because you're trying to remember the lines that you're saying. You're more just talking about the thing and trying to get something out of it.
And that's good because eventually you're going to subconsciously shorten it. You're going to subconsciously distill it down over a repetition of doing it.
Yeah, and you'll see where the laughs are and see, well, I didn't think I was going to get a laugh there, or, something comes out of a crowd interaction that you get to hold. But yeah, it is. I mean, there's nothing. Jerry Seinfeld writes his stuff down word for word, but he's got like a super jokey style where I think that makes sense. And there are some short jokes, like one-liners. You'll write those down because they're set up punchline, easy ones. But if you're trying to just go like the lady with the Dove ice cream bar, like this, I don't know what's gonna be funny about that. I just know that it's something funny that happened. Maybe it won't turn into a joke, but I know that if I made like a hacky, like ice cream pun in there, that it would maybe get a laugh, but also get one of those like ha ha. Yeah. Those kill me. I never want those. Those are so much worse than anything else in the world. Is when someone does the ha, you just did a hacky joke laugh. So I don't think you can get a zero laugh by not saying anything funny when you riff. But you usually don't get the hacky laugh.
Yep.
But okay, this is it. We did enough.
I'd say so.
We got to cut it into a million pieces.
Yeah, we got to cut it into 2 or 3 spots. That'd be easy though.
It will be. So come see Wayne. Come see Wayne at Tour Golf, please. So we can keep doing tour golf. Portsmouth, great place, good food, hit some fucking golf balls. See Harrison Stebbins and Zach Valencia.
Yeah, can't wait for that show, man. I've never met Harrison, so I'm very excited about that. And Zach, it's always a pleasure working with Zach.
I use Harrison's phrase I feel like once a week, that he said to me, which was, the opening act of a show is the person who runs away from the murder in the woods so the rest of us could survive. That's coined by Harrison. And he was like, that was on the spot. He came up with that. He's like, that was good. And he walked on stage and crushed.
Well, that makes me feel better about the amount of shit that I'm going to eat, I'm sure. Because I am opening and hosting.
Oh, he knows.
So.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you know how those go. Sometimes you crush on that, and you're just like, show was meant to be. Like, the Lenny Clark show was awesome, and I went out to a cold crowd. But sometimes you're just like on that Amesbury show, I know what I'm going to be. I'm the deer that gets killed by the car.
I think my sister's going to that show, and yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah, that's good. You get guaranteed couple laughs. They'll spread across the room. You want that friendly room. Just your sister, or should you bring a couple?
Didn't ask.
Probably gonna be like 5 people. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. Well, yeah, and then see me never, because I'm gonna stop doing comedy. Bye. Press for less. Dorsal fin.